Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Eurovision Hub Hangout, where we are going to digest all of the results from semi-final 2 of 2021. Before we get stuck in, we're going to fly around and introduce ourselves. My name is Louise from Ireland. Leo?
I am Leo and I'm from the UK.
I'm Katie and I am also from the UK.
I'm Bella, I'm from the States.
And I'm Iago and I'm from Spain.
Iago, it's been a while since I've been on the Hangout with you. So happy to see you.
Welcome.
Te echamos de menos,
Happy to be.
Iago.
We're gonna wait with the Spanish until Saturday. Let's keep that thing there until Saturday. Yeah.
Keep the hype for the weekend. Yeah. Fair. Amazing. Hello to everybody in the chat. Good to see lots of you. Really excited to talk about tonight's outcome as D 1992 said, "Oh, good morning from Bangkok. Hello." I swear every time we come on a hangout, there's more and more interesting, cool places that people are watching from. Awesome. So without any further ado, let's get stuck into it, guys. We're going to go through each qualifier in the order in which they were announced. So we are going to kick things off by talking all things Albania. Karma has qualified. I don't have too much to say on this one. It was competent. It was well performed. I know a lot of people like that book and sound. So yeah, a deserved qualifier for me. I can see why it qualified. Anyone else particularly have any comments to say about Albania?
I was obsessed with the staging. The first 2 seconds with the red, like the smoke, I had chills. I actually think she won the night for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She gave me fuego when she turned to the back and she was walking back and there was that big plume of red smoke. It gave me fuego vibes. Yeah, nice, good staging, competent song. Yeah, nothing more to say.
Yeah, I think for me, it's actually been one of my biggest growers of the year. I think when it was released back in January, I think I was like, okay, yeah, it's Albania. It sounds like Albania. But like tonight, I was like, oh, okay. The only thing I had a problem with, why are all the ladies wearing the same dress? Are they sharing this silver little dress? So I'm like, I'm 3 and they're all wearing the same dress.
They were like figure skater dresses or something.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong, they all look amazing, but I'm actually quite surprised that they're quite so similar. But yeah, I think it was well deserved.
To me, Albania, I'm not gonna lie, it was one of those songs that I didn't like. Maybe I listened to the Albanian song 2 times this season, but it was also one of those songs that when you watch the live performance, it's like, okay, you deserve to qualify, even if I don't like the song. So yeah, I think it was fair for Albania.
Awesome. And now we're going to have a very cool entrance from a reactor who has just joined us. Hello, Nicholas.
Hey. Sorry, I was having more technical difficulties than the jury rehearsal for the first semi-final. My laptop just gave in. Can I come on Albania?
Yeah, how are you first of all?
I'm getting better. My foot is completely numb since the operation, but that was fast.
Oh, bless you.
I'm surviving. Eurovision's getting me through it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, like tonight, I mean, there was only one shot qualifier for me, but we'll get to that later. But Albania was always that song, even though I don't like it, and I don't think I've heard it more than twice, like Iago said before. It's one of those classic Eurovision songs that, like, from Albania, that makes them. It kind of reminds me of what 2019 was. So I wasn't shocked that went through. She deserved it. Like, her vocals were there. I still feel the stage needs like some dancers because considering she's alone, she fills the stage, but I kind of feel that it just needs that extra something, especially like when the instrumental drop kicks in. But overall, like, she deserved it.
Can I just come back? I know I've had my chance, but I did think she was really good as one person on a stage. And the only thing I did have a problem with a couple of times is she just seemed to do this. as choreography, and I was a bit like, if you are going to be the only person on a stage, then please do this with your choreography. Do you know what I mean? I wanted it to own it a bit more, but that's me being really petty now.
Well, Albania has qualified and we are going to see it in the final. So that was qualifier number 1. Now we're moving to qualifier 2. 1, 2, girls, come on. Loco. Oh, they were great, weren't they? I love that, like, their stage is quite minimal. But I'm like what else would you need to put on the stage when you've got those 3 girls? Like, it makes so much sense that it was just them serving, delivering. I loved it.
Hair extensions, Katie, you're right.
I know.
Oh, I used to have hair that long, and I can't imagine how sore it would be to keep flipping it like that. Oh my God. But like I was saying, when I was watching it, to be honest, it's not like a song I would stream. But then when I watch it on the stage, I'm like, if I were on a night out and I was on the dance floor and this came on, I would be going crazy. And I felt that from the performance. So, hurricane. Love it. Iago, aren't you a bit of a Hurricane fan?
I am a Hurricane fan. I still think the staging was good, but chaotic. Like, one girl was the other was and then Sanya singing the whole song. Like, it was kind of chaotic, but I think it's also the essence of Hurricane, like the fears of them on the stage. And to me, along with Finland, it definitely was one of the highlights of the night, because I was enjoying the show, but I was with my sister in the sofa, like, okay, I like this song, or this is touching, or this is cool. And then it was like Hurricane. So yeah, so happy. I think they're gonna do well. And I'm just looking at the streams. I saw some tweets on Twitter, like they had like 200, I don't know, 1,000 views in like 2 minutes or things like that. So I mean, they have their future solved. So
yeah.
What can I say?
Serbia was actually, when the song came out, it was at the very bottom of my scoreboard for a while, and then it started growing on me. But about the staging, I was so happy that it was simple, because I remember when I first saw the video, I was like, oh God, this is like insane. Like, I had no idea what was going on. I did not like it at all. And then like today on stage, I was like, this is fantastic. Like, all eyes on them. It was simple, but they can get away with a simple staging, like you said. You know, they're just so energetic, and I've grown to like them. So happy they went through.
You know what? Vala, Serbia. Thank you so much for bringing the fire. I literally had my friend from Serbia like messaging me the whole time, like, oh my God, the girls are amazing. He was like screaming down a voice message, because they were incredible. They've got sass, they've got everything you expect. And you know what? At first, I agree with you, Bella. Like, for me, the song was so chaotic at first. I was like, oh my goodness, this wall of sound, how are they going to stage this? But I'm so pleased that they kept it really simple. There was lots of hairography. There was lots of like inspired moments as well. Yeah, definite qualifier, and Vala, Serbia.
Yeah.
Serbia. No, Casey, go on.
Me and Nicholas all had that slight delay. So I just have to echo basically what most of you have said. It really was too chaotic for me to start with, both the music video and the song, and it was like, whoa, too much. But once we did the hangout with the girls, I was just, they won me over with their fun, their friendship, their personality. And then tonight, I just loved the performance, really loved the performance. So whilst, as Louise said, may not be a song that I choose to stream all the time, but to watch it in a performance, in a show, they put on a show, and I think they deserve to qualify.
Yeah, I'm basically going to echo all of you, because as a song, this is not my favorite, but then when I listen to it or when I watch it on stage, I'm like, wait, why am I not listening to this? there's just something that draws you in, and the vibe, like after the chorus and the instrumental, it just has like that summer vibe. You know what I mean? Like that sound that I could basically all over the Med probably. So I have a feeling, since I think it's only them and Serbia from like the Balkan region, and Albania that are only in the final. So they could get quite a strong vote coming from the Balkans and from the whole region going towards them, because I mean, if you see their music videos, they round off to like 80 million views, so they are big there. So it wouldn't surprise me if they actually end up like maybe like into the top 10, breaking through, because it's the energy. It just comes to life on stage. So I couldn't fault it tonight.
Fair.
Definitely. Moving on to our next qualifier, and I know that a lot of people have a lot of love, and definitely some of us here on this panel. So I'm gonna let one of y'all go first before me, because I do like this song, but I know that there's a lot of love here. Because growing up is getting old. Who would like to begin?
Me,
I think we have to let Iago go.
I talked with Leo about the performance because I haven't been here during the rehearsal, so I just watched the same as you guys, like the clip that the Eurovision channel upload, and it was like, it's gonna be touching, it's gonna be emotional, but how much is going to be? And for me, it was like a moment, 3 minutes, and it was like nothing's happening apart from her singing perfectly, sitting on that rock with the picture of her dad and the sun falling. But it was like 3 super emotional minutes, like very easy to watch, even for people that is maybe waiting something different from Eurovision, like fire. I don't know. It was super cool. I think she's gonna do well in the final. I don't know. I don't think I'm being objective with Victoria because I can't. But for me, this is top 5 material, like easily in the final. I know there are gonna be other ballads that are gonna do well, but I really connect with this song. So I think it was a good staging, simple but effective.
Amazing.
Yeah, this was my favorite staging this evening by far. It's just so beautifully done, and I love. I mean, one of my favorite books in the whole world is The Little Prince, and that's what she was inspired in the staging by. And it was just so well done, simple, effective, loving the sands of time. I thought that was such a beautiful touch, and yeah, for me, it's one of my top 3 now. After that, this evening, it was very, very good.
I have an unpopular opinion, so I'm not going to say it until all the popular ones.
How dare you?
No, I mean, I have to say it now.
Yeah, you can't say that and then diss. Like, come on.
I really like her. She's super talented. It's just not my type of music, I guess, overall. And again, it is, and I know she gets this comparison all the time. It is a little Billie Eilish for me, you know. And that's not to say it's not great. And I totally understand why people love her and the performance and everything. I love the staging. I'll say that, you know, but I don't feel anything. I don't know if I'm just super cold then, because it's a very emotional song. I don't know, but I get it. I'll say that I get it.
I get it.
Sorry.
Can I just ask? Because I mean, I like the song and I think it's really emotional. It makes me want to put my arms around the world. But what I didn't get is, what is she sitting on? Like,
she's sitting on a rock, like a cliff.
Was it a rock? Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally didn't get why she was sitting on
Do
a
you see
rock.
Valentine's comment? My dad said that her stage looked like the rock in The Lion King.
Yeah.
I said that too.
Does anybody? I don't know if anyone's been to the Titanic thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was
Mm.
getting Titanic vibes.
Yeah, in Belfast in Northern Ireland, there's a Titanic replica, and it looks like that. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, continue, Katie.
No, that's all I really wanted to say. I like the song. I think she performed it very well. It's full of emotion. It's all that, but I didn't get the rock. It didn't spoil the song. I just didn't get the rock.
Now, I think, okay, this is going to be an unpopular opinion as well, because I can't get behind the song. I get why people like it, and it does look magical on stage when I'm just staring at the TV and just listening. And in the recap, it sounded amazing. I had it as one of my qualifiers because of the staging and the voice. Like, it is an emotional song. I'm not going to listen to it after the contest, basically, but I can see its audience and I can see this doing well, and I wouldn't be mad if it does well. It's just not my kind of song. It's kind of like France. I don't like it, but I respect it and I know why it would do well. You know what I mean? But I just don't feel anything with it. I sound super cold, but I watch it. I know the meaning and everything, and it's a good message, but it just does nothing for me.
I get it.
I still love her though because her voice is phenomenal, but it's just not.
Each to their own.
Will I clean up? Will I mop up here?
Go on, Louise. Go on. Mop it up, please.
Okay. I have a bit of a sandwich. All right, bear with me. So last year, I liked Tears Getting Sober. I didn't love it, the hype. I wasn't on the hype train. Okay, still loved her. And then this year, I was like, oh, I'll be interested to see what Victoria brings. And I will never forget, it was one of the songs I didn't react to for Hub. So I was just listening to it my own time, but I was speaking to friends on Snapchat. Anyway, I decided to just randomly record my own reaction for my friends. And the first half of the song, I was like, what is this? Like, it's so like ploddy at the beginning, the staccato, like blum, blum, blum. I was like, nah, this isn't going anywhere. But then it's kind of after the first chorus to second verse, when it hits that da da da, when like the strings really come in, I was like, oh, this is captivating. This is captivating. This is beautiful. This is sensational. This is stunning. This is iconic. This has never been done before. All that, right? And then my mind was shook because I decided to tweet my opinion. I was like, oh, you know, I feel the beginning of it's kind of annoying on my ears. I don't like the staccato. I don't like the plotting. But I absolutely adore the second half of the song. And that just makes me love the whole thing. But like the song just really confuses me. And then I wish I could remember who it was, but somebody responded to me and said, but don't you feel that that's Victoria trying to represent childhood? Like the beginning is like, it's kind of like annoying and it's frustrating and it's like just wanting to get on. And then it like the song switches to like this nostalgia and like, oh, like growing up, like everything was so beautiful back then. And my mind, I was just like, oh my God, I get the song. I get it. It makes, and then the staging. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. It does give me winner vibes, to be honest. I wouldn't be mad at this one. And I agree. Like, I think it will be a deserved top 5. And I would love it to get, you know, one of Bulgaria's best results. It deserves to. And yeah, they kind of, you know, Bulgaria's been doing everything right in their selection and their approach to Eurovision. I want them to be rewarded for that. So yes, this is a big thumbs up from me. Moving along to our next qualifier, one of my guilty pleasures. Give me some sugar.
Me too, Bella.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched this with non-Eurovision fans and they were like, this is terrible. They thought it was the worst thing. They were like, this is so bad. And I was like, this is just a guilty pleasure. I don't know, is this the Euro fan in me? Also, I don't want to be harsh, but I didn't think her vocals were very good for a lot of the song. And then at the end, she just did the
my favorite moment in rehearsals. Even better live.
Like, what? Where did this come from? Like, fair play to her.
That takes a lot of breath control.
Yeah, and the dancing was very entertaining. Like, I remember it. They're like do 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 do. So you know, this will be a banger when we're in Euro Club. And you know, Philip Kirkorov, Dream Team strikes again. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I have a lot.
Yeah, take us, please. Take us.
You guys know I love Moldova. I always wait for it when it comes down to like the Eurovision season. I was expecting Candyland on stage. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to see that, no matter how cheesy, you know, it looks, but there was like no sugar. Like, I felt nothing. And it just sucks because like, we know she can dance. Like, you know, we know it. We didn't need to only see that. And I almost feel like with the vocal, she was like trying really hard to show that she can sing. Because I know, I think there were a lot of comments that, oh, I don't know if this is strong vocally, you know, I feel like she just kind of, oh, I'll show them, you know, and that's what she was focusing on, when that song just needed, it was just too much in the video and not enough on stage. And I feel like it should have just been the opposite at that point, you know. I was just disappointed because that chorus is strong, you know, it is a banger, but it just kind of held flat, and I'm so sad. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
I've never been a fan of this song, to be perfectly honest. I don't think it's the best constructed pop song in the competition that we have. I think that there's problems in the structure and the way that it's written. But I have to say that she improved from rehearsals a lot. She gave us a lot more than she had in rehearsals. In rehearsals, the face was basically as bland as anything. Tonight she came more alive. And she gave it some welly, I'll give her that. But yeah, I was shocked that disqualified, personally. Yeah.
I was shocked too, in the sense of I thought that Moldova's place would have been for by Estonia or Austria. So I thought she was gonna like come 12th, even though I had this in my top 10. Look, I don't expect wacky staging from every country, but Moldova, and I've said this before, but Moldova's that country that always sends WTF stagings, and I'm disappointed that they want any dancing ice cream cones. So if they can change anything up, it's just bring ice cream cone costumes, and then that would win my vote. Like, it was an okay performance in a weaker semi compared to the first one. So I'm glad it qualified over others. But yeah, I don't think this will do anything in the final though. But you never know.
I can be quick. Did I like it? No. Did she sing well? No. Did the staging goes with what the song needs? No. So, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the sound, but I think it's a fun song for just one go in Eurovision. I can enjoy it. And I remember my mom was passing by in the living room, and she was like, what is that? Like, is that girl singing like real life in Eurovision? And I was like, yes. So to be honest, I mean, I don't care with Moldova at the final. I guess Spain is not gonna be the last place this year, but I think, and I didn't have a lot of favorites in this semi-final, but I do think Moldova didn't really deserve it for me.
Sure, agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing but sad.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I think a lot of the chat are agreeing with us. Someone had a funny, like, go girl, give us nothing. I think to wrap up, like,
She gave us more.
I agree with what Bella said. Like, I wanted chaos, and we just got kind of competency, and I just wanted chaos. You know, Moldova, that's Lavenda was iconic. I agree. Wow.
Miho made a really good point the other day, actually. Like, Greece, I think Greece was Greece the same team, staging team or something?
Yes.
And like
they
delivered
as well. No.
Yeah, but it's like it was like a lot more. And like I think like it was a lot. And I think if I was Moldova, I'd look at that and I'd go, why am I not getting as much?
Can I just say, if Moldova took Denmark's place, I am proper. Everyone who voted Moldova. I'm sorry. They just took the joy out of the final.
But in the end, they didn't. They didn't. Eurovision meme.
My joy. My joy.
Eurovision meme. So the votes were on the side of Moldova. Votes were on the side of Portugal, and love was on their side. I'm going to be quick. Shout out to Michal, who I know is going to say he was right, I was wrong. We did our qualifiers. We agreed with everything except he was saying Portugal will go through, and I was saying no, Austria would go through, and we both felt there'd be jury pull for either one. I think this may have been the first time I saw the full performance of Portugal. I had seen parts of the rehearsal before, but not the full thing. And when I saw it all come together, I went, "Oh yeah, it's good. It's live. It was a nice palate cleanser between some of the different things going on in that second half of semi-twos. Kind of a strange running order. I can see why this picked up votes. For me, I think it's just a shame Portugal has lost its streak of non-English songs, but that's just a personal thing in terms of the language for me. Strong performance, and I can see why this went through.
I think for me it was it's not one of my favorite songs, but I think when you watch it and in amongst the chaos and the dodgy notes and the dancing or whatever, I think it's really nice sometimes just to get a quality, nice, beautiful, simple performance. And I think that's probably why it went through. I think it stood out that very reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very classy song. Like I said in rehearsals, and this was, I think, in my bottom 5, I think, before the contest, and it was in my top 3 of that semi. There's just something, it's charming, you know what I mean? And Portugal don't really qualify often. Like, I think before Salvador, the last time they qualified was like 2009 or something. So that kind of says a lot about, I guess this song does have charm through Europe. I think it's jury bait, and the juries will eat this up. But I think it could be a surprise, like televote, not a winner, but it could do like really well and no one expects it. Just because it's like so under the radar and it just catches your attention. I don't know, like it's just beautiful. I love the song. So like I'm so glad that went through. So I'm happy.
I think I only listened to it like once or twice this entire season. But I fell in love with it when I saw it today, and it was just polished, not cheesy, just classic, like love the vintage, But yeah.
Echo all of you. It was my mum's favorite. She made me vote for it twice. She loved it so much. It was a classy performance, classy and fantastic vocal. One of the best vocals of the night by far. Clean.
I am always a Portugal stan, but to be honest, this year the song is just not my thing. Anyway, as Luis said, I think in between the other songs, it was like, yes, Portugal is gonna qualify. Like the performance was good. He sounded really good as well. So not my cup of tea, but it was a very well-deserved place in the final.
Yeah.
Do you think random thought has just come to my mind as we discussed it? And I know Katie and we both kind of mentioned that, like, in terms of it being like just a change up in the mood or in between kind of a lot of the chaos that was going on in the final. Do you think the likes of Hooverphonic will steal votes away from this kind of song, or do you think they're different enough that they'll both have their own audience?
I think they're different.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're
different.
Yeah.
different types of adult easy listening, like songs.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
different.
Interesting. That was just a thought I'd had. I wondered if they were close together in the running order, would that split some votes? But yeah, they probably are different enough. And it just keeps getting better. And I think even before we get into this, on behalf of everybody at Eurovision Hub, we are wishing all of the love and all of the wellness and all of the health and all of the good vibes to everybody in Iceland and the Icelandic delegation. Big props to the EBU and Avotros for pulling off quite a seamless transition in just showing the Icelandic rehearsal, and it felt entirely like they were there, and it was so lovely to see them on the video link, smiling. I laughed so much at the guys on the iPad.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
when they
that
weren't
was
expecting
brilliant.
it, and they were eating, and they went, oh. Really funny.
They're so awkward in like a lovable way. Like some of my friends I was watching it were like, oh yeah, these people, they're just a meme. Like they're just made for the internet, aren't they? And I was like, yes, that is
Yeah.
exactly what this band is. I, especially those opening shots, I get Winner vibes from the purple with the silhouettes, and then when it fades into the then with the instruments, we've been together. Yeah, if I had to right at this moment predict who I think is going to win the whole contest, I think Iceland has the highest chance purely because there's so many good entries this year, and I think this one is going to overcome the obstacle of jury versus televote, and that I could see it getting top 3 in both. And with other entries, I just see some doing better in jury than televote and vice versa. Whereas I think Iceland could, because of its popularity and its how viral it's been, and you know, they're going to be, let's face it, in the news at the moment, given their current situation. I think we've got to watch out for the Icelandic points on Saturday and for their spokesperson, the Yaya Ding Dong guy. Katie, I know you're quite a fan of Iceland, and you've got the Daði jumper. What do you think?
I haven't got a Daði jumper. I've basically pinched my husband's sweatshirt and put Danny's drawing of my face on the front and just made it my own, as you do.
Personal.
I don't buy official merch. But yeah, it's a yes, Bab. Yes, Bab from me. I just think they have the whole package. I think they're very likable. They have a great song 2 years in a row. I always remember Sandra saying, isn't it great to have a song that's about a couple that have been together for longer? Because normally love songs are about new love or dying love. And nobody ever sings about 10-year love. And Sandra said she's been together for 10 years. I've been together with my husband for 10 years. And now I sing it to him. I go, we've been together for a decade. So, yes, it's a yes from me. I would love to see them win. I would love to see them get really high. They deserve it.
I kind of no. I'm okay. This is gonna dip because I don't like the song. Like, I'm just not feeling it. It deserved the final. It wasn't in my top 10 to qualify, but it deserved the final. I think I would have been more angry if they wouldn't have qualified, rather than if they like. Okay, let me start again. I would have been more angry if they wouldn't have qualified than if they did, because they did, obviously. But I don't know. Like you said, it has a charm. I don't know. I'm not standing behind it. I loved Lost Year's song, and I loved them, and I'm so glad they got through as well. Because imagine, like, after all that hard work, like being put into quarantine, and then one person testing positive is it's like you're kind of there, but then you're not. It's like taken away from me in the last moment. So I'm glad they're in the final, and it's like I said, compliments to like the EBU and to the Dutch broadcaster, because if someone would have told me that they were singing live, I would have believed you. You know what I mean? Like the transitioning into it was just perfect. But yeah, like let's see what. I don't think they can win. Like Luis said that they could get enough support from the jury and the televote. I think Lithuania has that kind of same vibe as well. They have like it can be liked by both, but I think they will get more support overall than Iceland. So Lithuania could be the dark horse. I'm just saying.
Well,
I agree. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that Lithuania is gonna flop. But talking about Iceland,
okay then.
Oh, we are going.
Danny, turn off the live stream now.
I mean, I like the song, but I think I don't know. I saw it the other day. Like, oh, you're gonna flop in the final. I don't know why, but the most important thing about Iceland for me was the importance this year of doing a good rehearsal, because they did a better performance in a rehearsal than some people in the actual semifinal. So I'm not a big fan of the song. I'm a fan of them. So I think they have these moments of the beginning. It was super cool. The final part, like they used these 3 minutes, and it was like, oh, the performance has ended, but it didn't end. And also for me, the wind machine moment, I really liked it last year. And I mean, there have some catchy moments on the stage, and I think Iceland is gonna grab more votes from jury and televote than Lithuania, but by far, yeah.
Yeah, Iceland were great. I love the song. I love them. Shout out to my friend Virginia, who's watching from the States. She messaged me straight away and was like, this is a vibe. She was like, and I think it's, you know, everybody who watches Iceland immediately loves them because they've got that charm and that appeal. Yeah, so I'm a big Iceland stan.
Same. I get winter vibes.
Same, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So God, what am I not seeing that everyone sees it? It happened the same with them last year. Like I didn't get the song, and then after like a month, I just woke up with it one morning, stuck in my head. I'm like, okay, I get it. I kind of wish that if it actually does give winner vibes, I kind of want that moment, that epiphany to come tomorrow morning.
I had that, Nicholas. I didn't rate the song at all till about 2 weeks ago. And then something just clicked. And I don't know, I think I had this unconscious bias in my head because as a Euro fan, I just tend to root more for the underdogs, I think. And like, to me, it's crazy, like seeing this shift in psyche amongst fans. People aren't really going for Malta or Iceland as much anymore. And if this had been a year or two ago, everyone would be like, Malta, Iceland, like small island nations in contention to win. That's amazing. But because they've been favourites for quite some time, they go down in people's estimations. And that happened with Arcade. That happened with Toy. You know, it can happen when there's hype, I think. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
I think like
So
as a fandom, who wants to go first?
No, sorry, Nicholas. You continue.
No, I think as a fandom, like whenever like the favorites perform, we always like more harsh towards them. It always happens. I include myself in that because I was disappointed in Duncan's staging because it was that like, was it a keyboard? I guess because it wasn't like a full piano. So I was nitpicking as well. Like, well, 2018 is the exception because like Eleni blew me away. But we nitpick at the favorites, and like even if it's just like a little like earring that we don't like, we'll probably mention that. But that just kind of shows that. I'm guessing it. I think it's kind of like a defense mechanism like we always find kind of faults just to be like, yeah, okay, just in case it doesn't win, I already know a reason why. So if we're basically like expecting too much from them, like they will fall. But I mean, if it's a solid performance, like it will just show on the final night. You know what I mean? Whether the stage is a bit disappointing or not, or what the fan thing is disappointing, doesn't necessarily mean that's what the European audience sees like when they just tune into the final, you know? So sorry, that was just like a little rant from me.
Yeah. And can I just add something? Because like we've all sort of like apologized when we haven't gone along with the vast majority. But can I say that is what fascinates me about music in general, and especially about Eurovision. Now we all know that there's people who watch us on Eurovision Hub and in general in the fandom that get really angry and frustrated if someone has a different opinion. Whereas I am absolutely fascinated. I think it's amazing that one song can sound so different from one human being to another. And I love hearing different opinions. I love hearing people's different, you know, what they hear with the melody, what they see in the performance, what they think of the staging. I just have to say that because obviously this week it's all getting mad over on Twitter and everyone gets angry and whatever. I stay away from it, but I just want to say it's wonderful that we have different opinions. It's wonderful that we all have different winners. Eurovision would be so boring if there was one song out of 39 that everyone just loved and everybody didn't like the others. There, I've just had my little say. Thank you for listening.
Here.
Lovely TED talk.
Here. So we've had a TED talk. Does anyone want to hear a rap? Are you ready for me to embarrass myself? Are you ready for me to embarrass myself?
Where's the sunglasses?
Oh, where are my? Oh, hold on. Do I have them?
Apparently, you should never put flags on the floor.
Oh my
God. I thought it was flags. I thought it was a flag. We're good.
Will I be able to see the lyrics? Okay, I'm going to need like a Senhit in the background.
I'll be Senhit.
Senhit, got adrenaline. Step in the potty because you know. Gasoline, kerosene, stop, jump, roll. I can't blame it on the stove. 911 when she coming down the pole. Yeah, we're like flames that we touch. Can't get enough. We get ignited. So excited. You can see Really in the club. Put up my ladder, got the fire, got you burning up. Whoa, so hot, look at it steam up. We got the blaze in front of where we steam. Spot hot,
great.
happy steam. I can't read it. We up in smoke fireworks.
Adrenalina.
Oh,
Flo Rider, is that you? Have we got Flo Rider back in the house?
that was the third time and the last time I will ever do that on Hub, and that was probably my worst rendition because I was wearing, I couldn't read the lyrics with my sunglasses on. Sorry. Also, here's my other Flo Rida impression.
yeah.
Hilarious. Did you see that when he comes?
Yeah.
I have never. That is Eurovision history, seeing an artist taking a selfie or a video as their
But I think that guys still don't understand what was going on.
I literally
He
was going to say
understands
that.
where he
He has
is.
no
He
idea what's
doesn't know
going
where
on.
he is.
Yeah, so he was like, I'm here in Europe, like in some kind of concert. Like, I'm gonna record some stories for people. Then I'm gonna go back to my bikini shows in the US, and that's
the
all.
bikini competition.
And that's all.
He's an icon.
I love him. It was perfection. Of course, they qualified. Senhit, she's a Eurovision legend forever. Like what she has done, groundbreaking. I don't have anything else to say. Amazing. I can't talk. I'm speechless. Please, somebody else talk about San
I'm the
Marino.
biggest San Marino fan I think there is. I feel like I don't know why. I love her so much. I've watched every single interview with her in. I've watched every single performance that she's done. I think that she's an icon. Like the performance was great. I was jumping up and down in my seat. My parents were like looking at me like, "Why are you finding this so great?" But you know what? It was great. A throwback of nostalgia for me, which was great. Yeah, I love everything about San Marino this year. Yay!
You know that different opinion I was just talking about?
Go on.
I was like, whoa, what is going on? My eyes, that first bit, and with the dancers, and what are they wearing? And they're all around, and I was just like, oh no, I don't. That's one, I don't get the hype. I've never got the hype. I watched the performance and I still don't get the hype. I'm sorry, guys. I know you all love it, and I don't mind you going through. Everybody loves it, but for me, no, I don't get the hype. Sorry.
I get it. I understand. It might be messy to some
Sounded
people.
like
I just love the
Yendrik.
chaoticness of it. I love how chaotic it is in parts, just
He's
because
the
it's
voice
just like,
of a generation.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
perhaps,
sorry.
because
Everybody
I'm the older
between-
generation. You know what I
Everybody
mean? I think
between
I
like
missed that.
he's gonna get so many televotes. Anyone my age is like, Flo Rida, what? Like he is like
Locals, yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was so strange. Like I thought it was really funny, and I don't know if it's. I honestly forgot Flo Rida existed, right? And so like when they mentioned him, I was like, oh, okay, so random.
he's
And
so
then
good songs as
I
well.
see like people just freaking out, and like I even had to tell like my friends, I'm like, do you know Flo Rida's in this? Like in Eurovision, they're like, whoa, what? Out of all people? Like, you know, it was just so random. So, but I thought it was just fascinating how like he just has the support. Like I did not expect that. But actually about the costumes, I was going to say, I'm glad they sort of stuck to the video because that style was there. I mean, even though it was a little kooky, but I enjoyed the aesthetic, I guess I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which half is gonna have San Marino in the final, but I do think it's also a good number for opening the show in the grand final. I mean, and I don't know how San Marino is gonna place, but I did enjoy it. It was a moment. It was funny. It was different. Yeah, it was like
I
this
enjoyed it,
moment,
and
but sorry, when we were like, or I was like more of a team, and you have this featuring in the middle of every song, which is what Flo Rida does, and it was like, yes, now we have this in Eurovision. So, and from San Marino, so I think that's also the point. Yeah.
now I love the song. I loved her song last year as well. So I'm like ecstatic that she like became like one of the favorites this year. But I mean, okay, Flo Rida's there, like big whoop. Like that is my opinion. Like
Thank you.
we had like Cascada, who was like massive, and she flopped. So this is not just like an automatic like winner just because Flo Rida features in it when Senhit's basically the star in the song. Not throwing any shit at Flo Rida because I do like the rap part in it, but I feel people are hyping the Flo Rida in it too much rather than the song or Senhit. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, I like the song with or without Flo Rida. So, like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't think that people would just be like, oh, Flo Rida, I'm going to vote for him. If they're going to vote for Adrenalina, it's because they're going to vote for the song. Because the song, like, on its own, gives me kind of like a throwback, like, kind of...
It's a bop.
2009s. Like, the song's really good. And I think, like I said, with or without Flo Rida, it would still do equally as well.
Agree.
Winner. Winner.
For me too.
Like, and I'm so neutral on this, as you can tell. You know, I'm not biased. But like, winner.
Me neither.
No,
So is this like another winner vibe for you, Louise?
No. There's no.
I said like 3 people are winning already in the semi-finals. So like, we'll see.
They're all winners.
They are. They're all at Eurovision. They're winners. I do still genuinely think Iceland are winning it. But oh wow, what a moment! What a moment in our Eurovision career that was. What a moment in somebody else's career. And I wish I could remember who it was, but somebody wrote something in the chat earlier on, and they said we saw John's real tears tonight because when John qualified for Switzerland, his little tears, and he was I'm going to stay quiet here now, and I want to hear what the rest of you have to say first about John's performance, because I have seen a lot of mixed reactions. So I don't know. I have a feeling it might be the case here. Does anybody want to kick us off? Maybe somebody who really likes it? Katie?
Yeah, me. I suppose I've always been a fan since last year. I was a fan this year. And I actually got to watch the rehearsal last week, and I watched that rehearsal, and it immediately affected me, and I got goosebumps. And actually, it was after I watched it, whilst I think me and Leo were talking, I was actually getting more and more emotional. It hit me more afterwards, because I think we all expected him to be sitting behind a piano and to be keeping still and just be singing his beautiful song. And I think the fact that he was up there on this like modernist structure doing some lyrical dance and the rapper hand that's now gone viral over Twitter with all different songs, and yet I just loved it. And I thought the energy that came from it, and everyone went, oh, we don't want another ballad to win, you know, that one in 2009. To me, that didn't come across with the performance as a ballad. It came across as a real performance. So I know, as Louise said, there's real like division of opinion when it comes to staging and what's happened. But for me, I just thought, yay. And I would love to see him do really, 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 really well with this.
Yeah, I want to echo Katie on that. Like, it's a different performance now. You can't compare this directly to Arcade, just in case they both win. But at the same time, him doing this performance kind of makes a song, or it can make the song come across as less emotional, which can hinder his chances equally as much as changing it can. Like, obviously, like changing it draws more people in, but at the same time, like it loses its meaning. So, it's still one of those performances that I don't know how it's gonna go down. Like, it can either do really well, or it can like. Honestly, or it could just flop, you know, and I'm still not sure. Like, for me, it elevated the song, right? Like, for me, it just became a better performance overall, and now I don't mind him winning. Like, I think it was a 10th, I think I put him in my scoreboard video, so it's always like that, but now I wouldn't mind seeing this win. So, I don't know, I'm just excited to see for Saturday now, because, I don't know, like, honestly, like, it's very wide open this year.
He's my personal winner, like from the very beginning. And I actually like the staging. I didn't expect it to look like that. But I think I like it because it kind of stands out from the colorful stagings that we have. Like I was expecting some like galaxy type of, you know, something that kind of mirrors the video. But I prefer the way it is now. I like he sticks to like the black and white kind of gray scheme. I don't know. And I like that he moves. But yeah, I still think he's my winner. Yeah.
I like the song, and in fact, it was like my top 4 or 5 this year. And I didn't really connect with his song last year, but I'm one of those persons that, I mean, it was sure that he was going to change the stage to create something different of Duncan, but I mean, I feel like I'm watching a melody festival in performance, which I think is what it is. And for me, I didn't visualize the song as what he's doing. So I still really like the song. He sang beautifully. He does it very well. But for me, what is not connecting with me is the staging. And I know there are lots of people that love the staging. And I like having these camera shots super quick. Like there are some other delegations that are not working on those things, and they did the work. But
I got a sniff of winner vibes this evening from Switzerland. I got a little whiff. Yeah, country number 4. I got a little whiff of winner vibes, and I was blown away by his vocal. I mean, I always am. The only thing was even though I watched the rehearsal and I was blown away when me and Katie watched the rehearsal footage, this time, because I think I'd seen it already, I was just less blown away. I think.
I do think that.
Yeah, that happened to me as well because I saw the rehearsal.
Yeah.
But I suppose on Saturday, most will be seeing it for the first time. But
Absolutely.
I agree with you, Leo. This time, I wasn't so enthralled like I was last week.
I think his emotion was heightened, and it was so beautiful. Like, he placed it in the right place. He's a fantastic performer. But for me, I didn't know what it was. I just felt like there was something missing staging wise, but the vocal, the song is outstanding, and if it won, I'd be happy. Yeah.
So I've been keeping a little eye on the chat as well and listening to you all. A couple of things just to say. There is mention of a couple other countries in the chat which we haven't come to yet. So currently we've just been working through the qualifiers in the order in which they were announced. So we'll have another 2 countries to really quickly run through after this, and we'll have a brief chat about the non-qualifiers at the end, time depending. Also, somebody has asked, when do we find out the final running order? I believe it's soon, in the next few hours. It's normally not long after the press conference. Like, it could be kind of any moment. Around
usually around like
2
or 3 in the morning.
It was 1 a.m. the last time, so usually I think the producers go away after the press conference and they do all their deciding. So they need to know first thing tomorrow morning because they're rehearsing for the final. So I agree with what a lot of you said. I really agree here with Sandra, who said that the rehearsal snippet misrepresented the actual beauty of the performance. I've noticed that quite a lot since we've had the privilege the last number of weeks to watch some of the rehearsals and gain access to the pre-show performances. A lot of snippets that were going up on the YouTube account or which were being live streamed through Eurovision fan sites were not representative of what the final product will be, both with vocals and staging across a number of entries. So I would definitely keep that in mind if there's any performances you haven't seen in full yet, which I know at this stage is probably just the big 6. I thought within the context of the performance, the whole finger thing it didn't look out of place at all for me. Love Sean's voice. He deserves good placement, and we're wishing him all the very best of luck for Saturday. And he's a great friend to us here too on Eurovision Hub. We love having John on to chat. So we're sending him a lot of love. Next qualifier. It was not her last dance because she will be dancing again on Saturday. The Greek Dutch goddess who is Stefania. I'm going to really quickly just say all I want to say. Love the song. Love that she's also a previous junior Eurovision performer. I love that she's a Greek-Dutch girl representing Greece in the Netherlands. That's really cool. I love that, you know, she's such a strong performer and she's only 18. She's so confident. Not a fan of the green screen, personally. It looks like a Just Dance video, you know, those like cartoon figures.
With your Wii remote controller.
That's what I was going to say.
Now, I was eating my words slightly because when I was watching it, I said to somebody who was with me, oh, I don't like this. This doesn't look good. But there was a moment where she kind of
All the way to the
she
top,
was
right?
lifted down. That part, that looked cool. But up until that point, I was like, this looks silly. I preferred it when it was just her on the stage and you could see the audience. That was just better for me. Iago, what did you think?
I think Focus need to stop doing what he's doing because he killed Spain chances with Mickey. He killed Stefania's chances.
Don't do this to me.
That's the truth for me.
Yeah.
Like Last Dance was in my top 3. Is one of these songs that I'm here working like. I mean, I loved it, and since I watched the first rehearsal, it was like, why Focus? What you're doing this to poor Stefania? Like the green screen is a joke. Like the first part with her singing and the last part with her singing, it's amazing. She looks amazing. She sings amazing. But then the green screen is like, I don't know in which moment they thought this was going to be like, wow, because I even read an interview and they were saying like, wow, this is going to be something different that no one has done in Eurovision, and next year everyone is going to be doing this. Well, no one is going to do this because Greece is gonna place super low in the final, and I'm sure. And it's not because they don't have the song, because for me they have a top 3 song, but that is staging.
Thank God.
I don't know in which moment they decide to do that, and I'm sorry for Stefania because I really like her in the song, but I can see just this placing in the last places in the final just because of the staging. I mean, it looks. I don't even know what to say without being not. Well, you can say what do you think about the staging. It was a mess.
No, I know they said that they're gonna. Casey, go first.
Yeah, I'm just very quickly going to echo what Iago has said, because Greece's song has grown on me massively, and I think Stefania is an amazing singer and performer. She looks, I mean, gorgeous. But that screen was Just Dance, or like one of those dodgy TikTok green screens where it sort of moves around you when filming. And I just went, what have they done? What have they done? This was meant to be like the best, as you say, amazing thing that we've never seen before. And it was distracting for me. Those colours, that pink, I was really sad at the end of it, because you've taken a beautiful song with a beautiful singer, and for me, spoilt it. So good luck to the song, and Stefania. She deserves to do well, but I'm really disappointed, or pissed off actually, with that staging.
I think I don't think I heard a single good comment about the green screen. And I'm going to echo what one of my mates said. First of all, they did do something that we've never seen before, because we've never seen like floating pants on a stage. And like my mate, and like it's like my mate David told me, it's like, is it good? No. Will people forget it? No. So it's memorable for the wrong reasons, but at least it's memorable. That's all I'm going to say towards it. Like, I'm indifferent to the song. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm glad it qualified, but I have nothing else to add for the song. But yeah, I don't know if that green screen thing is just gonna. I don't think it will do them any favors in the final. And if they're having a problem with that smoke thing or something, if they draw the first half, I think they should just open it then, just saying, just to not have any kind of technical difficulties with the staging. So
I love this song. Absolutely love it. But I get what you guys mean with the staging. I obviously love the video. I loved how cheesy and filled with mythology was. And I feel like even if they put that on stage, it would have been a lot better. Like, I don't even care if they brought like Pegasus, who didn't move at all on stage, but
Bring
I
back
still would have
Pegasus.
been like, yeah, exactly. But I also think she kind of looked uncomfortable at some points. And I feel like maybe it's because she was like climbing steps and I don't know what it was, but there were moments where it was like kind of like I noticed that in her body language. I mean, I would too if I was like climbing those steps in heels. But yeah, so I don't know. I agree with you guys with everything you say about the staging though.
Can I just say though that she's an amazing singer and like she performed like really well as well. Like she's only what, 18, I think it is.
Girls still go
Like-
to school and try and do homework,
Yeah,
and
like-
she's on Eurovision stage killing it.
To be 18 and doing that on stage, that is just like next level. I just want to say that I'm not like discrediting her at all. It's just the green screen.
Of course, of course. And no comments we ever make, I think, are.
I don't think she'll place
Accurate.
that low though. Definitely
No,
not
I
as
don't
low
think
as
we
Naga
look-
was placing her. But
I mean,
why
I
did
think
you
she'll be
do that?
middle.
I've seen mid-table.
super exaggerated with everything, and I really like the song. I don't want her to finish that low, but it's like, what did you do to her? Like, that girl doesn't deserve it. If you put her in the middle of the stage singing her song, it was going to be better and cheaper than the thing that you've done. But I mean,
It was
It's
too
already
much
done.
staging. It was just too much in my view. It like I watched the first rehearsal and I remember being like, oh my god, this is so cool at first, and then like now I watched it back today and I was like, oh my god, this really isn't cool. I changed my mind entirely when I was watching it, and my mum and dad were like, why is she like floating in the air? And but you could see she was on steps. Like it, yeah, this is where staging and song just do not match for me, and it was just. I think it's going to be in the middle of the table now.
But
Um,
I also think the song.
The
Oh, sorry.
shorts.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
just the shorts, like going up, turning next to her and like half a person turning.
Yeah.
No.
And you could see bits of the dancer's t-shirt that was tucked out of his shorts. I was like, tuck your t-shirt in. Come on, you're on Eurovision. Come on. I'm just being harsh.
I was just gonna say, I think the song itself was like, it has a meaning. Like there's some deeper meaning there, which is just not translated at all with all the purple and the cityscapes. Like I was so confused by what it actually means. So it lacked there.
I have a conspiracy theory. Where's
Go
my
on.
tinfoil hat? Was that in the works for Supergirl?
Maybe.
If they had put a cape on her and she was flying and there was a cityscape.
Yeah,
Recycled.
Well, yeah, but they had a year to come up with a new staging for a new song. I'm sorry, like, just if fits one song, doesn't fit another.
That's true, but like if they were convinced, like, oh, this is so cool, like this is gonna be never done before, like, I
Yeah.
don't know. But 18-year-old girl who's amazing. She's going to get
Outstanding.
12 points from the Netherlands. She's such a star in the Netherlands. Like they
She's huge.
adore her. She's huge. She's so big. And that she was in Junior Eurovision and Force, that really big boy. They're like really big in the Netherlands now. They were in Junior Eurovision and she's like in with all those guys and stuff. I think she dated one of them. Anyway, she's a really big star in the Netherlands and she's going to do really, really well. Our final qualifier of the night. For me, I was like, why have you left the most obvious or one of the most obvious qualifiers until the end? Put your finger up. It's Finland. Good, solid rock song. Not my thing. There's an audience there for it. Performed well. And congrats, Finland are back doing what they do well. What are your thoughts, guys?
Yeah, okay, let me just start off by saying this is like my 12 points. Like, I know Måneskin are up there, like kind of fighting for it, but I love the song since it first came out in January. I loved it all the way through. Like, it's the only one of my favorites. Like, I think it's like the only one in my top 5 apart from Malta that didn't disappoint me. Like, and yeah, like, this is like for me my winner. Everything was perfect. Like, from the first rehearsal, that was blown away because it seemed like such a solid piece. Like, the vocals are on point, the staging is fantastic. I love the atmosphere, and this is for me my winner. Like, I think I'm a stan because, yeah, if someone says something bad about it, I'll basically come up with like fact sheets and everything, being like, no.
Yeah.
Fair. fair.
Okay, well, I don't have the fact sheets, Nicholas. I get why people like it, and I do think they lit up the stage. And I agree. When I first heard it, I was like, it's going through. Like, people love this stuff. It's not my type, and I don't hate like those types of like that kind of music. I like it, but it's a little outdated for me. Gives me the 2000s vibes, and I don't know. I think that's all I get from it when I hear it.
I'm here for the 2000 vibes, so just to be quick, I really like it as well as Nicholas. I think it's gonna do well, and I hope it does well for me. I mean, it was kind of nothing special because it was the same concept and the same performance as the national final, so we have watched it before. But for a people that is watching it the first time, as we say, for good or for bad, you're gonna remember it. So yeah, I really like Finland.
Do you know what I really like? Because it's not my favorite song. It's not my style of music. Although when it comes on, I sort of like really get into it. I love the energy. And last week when we again watched the rehearsal, I was blown away, wasn't I, Leah? I was like, oh, it was like the energy that came off that stage was immense, and I love feeling someone's energy. So from that point of view, I think they did deserve to qualify, and I think it's really nice to have such a range of songs in the final. Do you know what I mean? That makes for a more interesting final. So yeah, cool.
Nice rock song. I'm pleased that we have 2 rock songs in the final. Like, I'm just delighted that, but it's 2 different types of rock, and this is a point I want to make all the time. Stop comparing them together, please.
We don't do that with
they're
pop
not
songs.
the same. Yeah, exactly. We don't do it with pop songs. So please stop comparing these 2 songs. It's not my style of music, let's be honest. But you know what? Great. You know, people are gonna love it. I think it's gonna do well. So yeah.
Thank you, Graham, for the super sticker. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you, Graham.
Thank you.
Very kind. And thank you, everybody who's been tuning in so far. We're having a lot of fun. We've kind of ran through all of the 10 qualifiers now. Before we briefly discuss our sad moment here, our favorite non-qualifiers, I'm just going to one word answer, fly around to each reactor here and ask the chat to join into who was your favorite qualifier? Because for me, it's a toss-up between San Marino and Iceland. For iconic reasons, it's probably San Marino for me. Leo, who's yours?
I mean, it's a stupid question. Of course, it's San Marino.
Katie.
Oh God, this is so hard because I'm Iceland and Switzerland, and they're so different. Don't make me choose.
One word.
Don't make me
One
choose.
word. One word. One answer.
Switzerland.
Oh, Nicholas.
It's Finland for me, but shout out to Portugal because I fell in love with them. But yeah, Finland all the way.
Okay. I'll say Albania because it really surprised me, and my jaw was like on the floor. So, Iago, are you going to shock us with your answer? Is it going to be this one?
It was Denmark. No, it's Bulgaria. It's Bulgaria.
Don't do that, Katie.
It was a joke, Katie.
For Katie.
Well, we weren't including the ones that didn't get through, were we?
No. To be honest, I would prefer Denmark in the final over Portugal, if I have to say it.
Well, speaking of Denmark, that leads us into our last topic for this evening. And again, chat, you can join in on this one and let us know. Who are you? I'm losing the words because I'm really sad about my one. Who were you saddest to lose in this semi-final, gang? Mine was a song that was in my top 5. Omaga, you are so beautiful. Omaga, Omaga. I really hoped Benny would do enough. I thought he sounded good in the jury show last night. I like how he went up a tone in the final chorus. He was really, I felt he was going for it. Staging definitely let the song down a little bit. I think if they'd replicated the music video maybe a little bit more on the stage and got more of Benny's like quirky personality out, it might have translated a little bit better. But it's just a great song. It's just really catchy, and I don't know, I can't help but feel that maybe the running order killed it a little bit. I don't like to refer to the running order all the time because I often think if the song's good enough, it shouldn't matter. But yeah, I'm very, very sad to have lost Benny in this semi-final. If after San Marino and Iceland, I would have been taking him with me. If I could have voted, I would have voted for the Czech Republic. Bella, who is your favorite non-qualifier?
Definitely Denmark. Yeah. That's a song that always makes me happy when I hear it. And I feel like I'm just going to always listen to it, even after the competition's over. So I was really sad about that, especially because they kind of, they went last. Like, it was memorable. It was there. I feel like they had it. So yeah, kind of hurt.
Katie, I think we can guess you're in a similar boat here.
I think everyone knows that I wanted Denmark to get through. I think I was even quoted as saying, if they could go through, I don't mind if they finish above the UK. I mean, that's blasphemous, really. But obviously, I want the UK to do much better. But right, I'm just going to admit, look, Denmark is not the best song in the competition, 100%. However, it fills me with joy every single time that I listen to it. It makes me dance. It makes me smile. It just has that joyous effect. And I assumed it was because I'm an 80s Eurovision fan. But now it seems that more and more younger people love it. So I think it has that joyous effect on lots of people. So yes, when the final 10 were announced, I was gutted. I honestly thought that they might get through. Personally, I gave them like about 18 votes. So I did my best.
So just reading that the final running order apparently is out. I just want to quickly say Czech Republic was in my top 3. I'm going to try to keep this as nice as I can because he just didn't deliver tonight. He did not deserve a qualification spot because I just felt like he didn't put like 100% into that performance. So like he was literally like short for me. He literally went from being like my 3rd overall to you don't deserve to qualify, in my opinion, because it would be stealing a spot out of someone who deserves it more. Saying that, my top 9 of tonight went through on my 10th spot, which was I think it was Estonia, kind of like. I might be sad that I didn't qualify because I feel like it came across as a whole package really well, but I'm not exactly sad to not see it qualify. Like the only song I've been sad like it didn't qualify was Croatia from the last semi, but that's like we're over that already. But yeah, the semi-final, I think the 10 that went through are the ones that deserved it more.
Not to sound like the executive supervisor, but I have just double-checked the running order. I can confirm it has not been released yet. There's just a lot of people online speculating what it might be.
Yeah. I just saw something and I was like, oh my God, is that really? No. I was like...
No, so that's fake news.
Fake news.
That was a Eurovision Hub statement.
Sorry. The Eurovision Twitter account just literally 4 minutes ago said, place your bets. Who do you think will open and close? So they're still deliberating, so it hasn't been announced yet. Who else have we not heard from? Iago, your favorite non-qualifier?
I would say that my I did not have a Euro drama this year. Like all my faves are in the final, so I'm just happy with it. But my top 5 getting shot like day by day. But I would say out of these ones, I would say Denmark. I enjoy it more than the other non-qualifiers.
Oh, yeah.
Same for me. Before the semi-final, it was Czech Republic, but he really let me down this evening. And also, it was the backing dancers for me. It looked like my mum said it looked like they'd gone to like the local dance school down the road, picked up like 6 dancers and gone, "Come on, let's go to Eurovision, yay!" And it just looked messy. And I was really disappointed because I love the song. It's such a bop. It's one of my car songs. But like Denmark for me this evening, I was really sad when they didn't qualify because it was what a great way to close the semi-finals. Like. It was such a nice little uplift and a bit of nostalgia and a bit of double clap. I love a double clap.
It's not Eurovision without a double clap, honestly.
Absolutely.
And this. I know all the moves. It's like 1991 all over again. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well, running order. I see a question here about the running order. I mean, I'd have to have the halves in front of me. I know that the UK is in the first. I see the UK opening the final, which I also think would be a best case scenario for the UK being in the first half. I think you would be better off to open than to be like 7th or 8th or somewhere kind of random.
I quite like to open.
So I think it's a party song. If people want to have a party when they watch Eurovision, so I can see that. Closing, I'm seeing in my head Italy or Ukraine, something like that, maybe.
Ukraine. I would say Ukraine.
Lithuania. Could Lithuania close because they opened the semi-final?
Thing is, if we check the last few years, apart from 2019, where like a massive up tempo has closed the show, like it's usually kind of like a mid tempo because we've got like I can't remember like right now on the spot like. Italy in 2018, that was like a mid-tempo ballad. Then in 2017, like we had France, which again was like a mid-tempo. So, and then in 2016, I think Iveta closed it. So I think Ukraine is too wild to close it. That makes no sense, but it's like too wild to close it. So I don't know. I honestly I can see Norway closing it.
Norway?
I don't.
I don't know why, but I can see him closing it.
Oh, I was going to say something really bad there.
I don't want him to close. I'm sorry. Definitely not. I don't.
No. I feel like at that stage, like people have had a couple of drinks maybe, and they're like, you know, like Lavenda for me was like the perfect closer. It was like, that's why I see Ukraine, because I think if Ukraine came too early, I don't know. I just think it would be perfect near the end. Like everyone's seen this whole spectrum, then it's like this wild, cool, traditional electronic thing. I don't know how to describe Ukraine. How do you describe Ukraine in one sentence?
Same.
I don't think you can.
It is bonkers.
Wild.
Oh, and apparently San Marino has drawn second half, so
they close.
Low rider closing it. Wow.
They could close.
Flow. Well, we've really delved in and we have really discussed everything, all things semi-final too. So now it's getting real. We're going to have our rehearsals tomorrow and we're going to have our full show on Saturday. And then that's 2021. I can't believe we're here. Guys, anyone have any final thoughts before we sign off tonight?
I just want to say that I think for the first time ever, the 20 songs that have qualified, I've actually been okay with qualifying. Like, there's no song that I feel that it didn't deserve to qualify, like, over any other of the semis. So I guess I'm happy. Like, even though I've lost a few of my favorites, like, the overall quality, like, is really good. The standards, like, really good.
Yeah, I would say like the top 10 this year is like one of the most open years. Like I don't see Spain there, or I don't see the UK there, but I see maybe no, Katie, but I do see out of 26, maybe there are 20 countries that can easily reach the top 10, and I think it's gonna depend a lot in the running order. Yeah, Yeah, I do see a lot of countries in the top 10. But as Nicola said, I think there are not like, oh, this song should be in the final. I think like the best ones on the shows are the ones in the final. So yeah, let's see.
It's anyone's game for taking the trophy this year.
Yeah.
Anyone's game. It's literally like 6, 7, 8, 10 people who are going to win. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It's going to be a very exciting
really
night.
interesting. Yeah. It'll be like, well, I hope so anyway. I really hope that it's right up until the end. That would be a brilliant way to end.
Yes.
Obviously, if it's the UK, then I just want 12 and 12. But if it's not, let's just have it spread.
I love you, Katie. I don't see it, my darling.
Don't see it either, my love. I'm from the UK too. I just don't see
Oh,
it.
you love. I love you.
Can I just say, I was in the James Newston's chat the other day, and someone said, right, where do we think we'll realistically finish? And I gave a realistic answer, and James came in.
Oh no!
Oh my god, I was dying. I was so it's like, come on, positive vibes.
Oh no!
I'm all for positivity. Positivity, go UK.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll find out on Saturday. I mean, yeah, I agree. 10 winners. If you look, I'm sorry, like, I know some people love Eurovision 2011, but if you look at the contest 10 years ago, I think majority of songs in this final could have won Eurovision 2011, and that, like, we're the caliber of songs. It's so good. It's the contest has become really current, much more mainstream, whatever you want to say. It's great to have a final so strong and to have a show to look forward to so much.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Saturday, and we will be back here on Hub, Eurovision Hub Hangout after the final on Saturday. If you want to come and hang out with us again and digest everything, it's going to be an exciting evening. So straight after the grand final on Saturday, don't miss it. Turn on the notification bell, hit a reminder, whatever you got to do. Make sure you're here and enjoy the rest of your Eurovision week, everyone.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces now coming back. It's really nice to see
you.
Sending you all the love, guys, and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.